And now on the line is Dana Buzducea. Dana is World Vision International's leader for advocacy and external engagement. Dana, welcome to Near FM.
Thank you very much, Darren. Good morning to everybody who's listening.
Okay, Dana, most of my interviews on Near FM are with people based in Ireland. Before we talk about your new report in World Vision, can you tell our listeners today a bit about yourself and your job with World Vision first, please?
Of course, I'm World Vision International's lead for advocacy and external engagement, and this means that we are working with major institutional decision makers, trying to improve children's well-being around the world.
And you are from and based in Bucharest, aren't you?
I am. I am based in Bucharest, Romania, yes.
And just one more question before we talk about the report. World Vision, I've only done a couple of interviews, which is over the years, but you are, I believe, internationally a very big organization, aren't you?
We are. World Vision works in 100 countries around the world. And our work is very much community-based. We are in some of the hardest to reach places around the world where children continue to suffer. And we are trying to make their community a better place for them to live and to really realize their full potential. So that they can become active and productive members of their community and our global village at the end of their childhood.
And you're a Christian organization, aren't you?
We are a Christian organization, indeed. This is what makes us do the work that we are doing around the world.
Okay, I read your press release a couple of days ago about your new report, major report called The High Price of Beauty. Can you tell me and our listeners, Dana, a bit more about what this report is all about, please?
Yes, and thank you very much for your interest in this report. Let me start with just a couple of statistics so that we give people the context. Worldwide, nearly 1 in 10 children, or about 160 million children between 5 and 17 years of age, are in child labor. And the International Labour Organization and UNICEF predict that another 9 million children may end up in child labor by the end of this year because of all the economic impacts of COVID-19 and climate changes. Now, more than a quarter of child labor is linked to the global export markets. Natural and organic cosmetics, as you might know, form a rapidly growing segment of the global cosmetics market, and they are expected to grow to $54.5 billion by 2027. In France alone, the number of consumers who are interested in buying beauty products that are based on natural formulations increased from 23 to 32% between 2017 and 2021. And globally, 112 million children, or about 70% of all children who are in labor, work in agriculture. About 30% of all the ingredients in cosmetics are coming from either mines or agriculture commodities. So this is why World Vision decided to take a look at the policies of 7 of the largest beauty companies. And they looked in 2018 and then again in 2022. And they published this report, The High Price of Beauty, Child Labor in Global Cosmetics. What the report found is quite staggering. It demonstrates that while there is progress in the documentation of supplier standards and training and hotlines availability, and even the audits, in the same period of time, there is massive increase in the number of children who are working to gather ingredients that are being used in cosmetics, such as cocoa or copper, mica, and vanilla. And For those of the people who are listening and are interested to see more of the statistics and the full report, it is available at World Vision Ireland's webpage at worldvision.ie. And I really invite you to access it and to look at the very practical recommendations that we are making for the governments and for the corporates, but also for us as regular citizens on what we can do together to stop this phenomenon.
Okay, I just have a couple of questions, Dana, on the report. When you say that child labour, 1 in 10 every children is usually children between the age of 10 and 17, is that usually the kind of the age group, or like I think this is shocking? And does it occasionally happen you have children who are younger than 10 years of age working in the industry?
Indeed, actually, we are seeing children as young as 5, Darren, between 5 and 17. This is the statistic that we are using and are seeing. And what is happening in fact, we have to think about the child labor being very much generated by the family's poverty and the fact that families cannot make ends meet. So they have to involve their children in labor. What this means is that children are missing out on school. They are jeopardizing their health and some of them even their lives. Because, for example, as we speak, in illegal mines in India or Congo, children are dying in collapsed mine shafts while digging for minerals to help us sparkle or delay aging.
Okay, Dana, is there any specific kind of advocacy work with, for example, the European Union, World Vision are involved with in this area?
Yes, we are working even through reports like this one. We are providing very practical recommendations of what can be done. One thing that can be done immediately is to help improve the traceability of the supplies that are used in cosmetic production and to cut the middleman. This is the only way we know for sure where the supply chain is coming from and that it doesn't include child labor. Also, I have to say that boycotting the ingredients doesn't help the children working to produce risky ingredients because their parents need better pay and the kids need to access free and good quality education. By cutting the middleman would allow companies to actually pay a fair price to the families who need those money to help provide for their children not only their meal but also access to education, which is so critical in their development.